Good morning, everyone.
Very good morning.
Hi, Sebastian. How are you doing?
Well, not too good to be honest.
Yeah,
I
we
think you
do
guys can
apologize
hear it.
that we have a little bit of the Seb is got a blocked nose, and I do have a little bit of sore throat. But we're still going to be doing this webinar about images this morning, so we're just going to wait a few seconds for everybody to log in, and I think it won't be long. So, good morning, everyone. Do remember we have a little bit of we have a little chat at the bottom right of your screen, so don't hesitate to use it if need be. There will be also a question time, but that will be later on after the session probably, so you can ask your questions at the bottom right, either on the chat tab or on the question tab. So let's start this webinar now. So like I said, we have Sebastian with us, who's going to be talking about images as well with me, sorry. So just the two of us today. So today we're going to be seeing product images. So we're going to start by having a quick overview of what Store Commander is, the details of what's going to be covered in this webinar, and then like I said as well, I just repeat that we're going to have a question time after the session. So please do ask anything you want about Store Commander, and we'll be answering. So let's start with Store Commander. So if you don't really know Store Commander yet, Store Commander is a web application. So it's a module installed directly in your back office and is connected directly to your database. So everything you see in Store Commander is what exists in your database. And whenever you make modifications, they will be applied directly in your back office, in your database as well, sorry. So everything is real time, which is a real time saver. There's no synchronization. So when you're going to be able to manage your product catalog very easily and very efficiently using all the various functionality offered by Store Commander. I'm talking about the product catalog, but we obviously can use also the order interface and the customer interface. So you can control and manage the whole of your shop using Store Commander. The 3-column interface of Store Commander makes the navigation very easily, and you can swap from one interface to another, product, orders, and customers. So when we talk about Store Commander, we refer to 4 main functionalities, although there are a lot more, but the main ones we refer to is first the data mass management. Using all the different functionalities within Store Commander, you can create and modify your products and also manage your orders as well as your customers. The second functionality is the import and export of CSV files. Using the import, when we refer to the product catalog, you can create new collections, or you can also modify in bulk your products. The third thing is the product discount setup. Indeed, with Store Commander, you can set up your promotional campaigns very easily and very seamlessly because you do that on a selection of products and not one by one. And it's very easy. In a few steps, you can set up a promotional campaign in Store Commander. The fourth point we refer to is the multi-store management. Indeed, if you have a back office in multi-store, using Store Commander will just be very easy because you can work seamlessly in multi-store mode because you have all your shop within one interface, you can share information, etc., etc. So multi-store management using Store Commander is really good. So we have, this is the 4 functionality we refer to, but of course there are many more you will be discovering using the interface. One is not a functionality, but a very good service, which is the support team, which is Sebastian and I. So very attentive as always. We do look after our customers on a daily basis. So what were we covering in this webinar? So this is going to be about product images. So we're going to see how you can add images to your products. how you can edit the image properties within Store Commander. Sebastian will take over showing you the great tool we have within Store Commander that's going to be helping you enhance your photos on your products. And last but not least, the SEO. So how you're going to be optimizing the SEO on your images using Store Commander tools. Okay, so I'm going to swap the screen and go onto a PrestaShop back office. So I've got a 178, but we're compatible up to the latest PrestaShop 8. So once Store Commander is installed, so the link is under the modules menu here. So I click on Store Commander and then Store Commander will open up. So my 3-column interface, so I'm going to select a category when I've got new products to work on. And I do have product with no images, so this is where I'm going to be working on today. So to add an image to a product, there's a few options. The first one is the little plus on the toolbar here. So I click here. I can either drag and drop my image here or either browse my computer to go and fetch the image that I want to add to my product. The second method is at the bottom here, which is the same window where I can drag and drop or browse. So this is what I'm going to be doing. So I've got another screen. So I've got my image here, my images, and I can simply drag and drop my image and it will be added automatically. And it's not, so I'm just going to reset quickly. Sorry about that. This is a demo. Start again, take this product, drag and drop my image, and it's added automatically. Of course, I've added one image, but I can select multiple images, drag and drop them, and they're added automatically to my product. So very, very fast. Of course, I can select multiple products and do the same, drag and drop images, and they will be added automatically to all the selected products. So you can work by one, but you can also work on a selection of products to add your image to your products. The third method is that little QR code here. This is used to upload photos onto the products of your PrestaShop store, sorry, using the images that are stored on your mobile phone, or eventually take a photo with your mobile phone and upload it automatically onto your product of your store. So scan the QR code on the product. You will see a little window, so you can browse the photos already stored on your phone, or just take a photo with your camera, and it will be uploaded directly onto your product. So very, very useful. So this is how you can add images to your products. Other options you have in the image panel. The first thing is I'm just going to maybe take this one that has more. Yeah. You've got the default image, so the main image on your product. That was the first one, because when you upload your photos, that would be the first one added. That would be set as default, but I can change it if I want. So I'm just going to change the radio button. Again, I don't need to save anything. This is real time. So this image is now the main photo of my product. The second thing that you can do on your images is swap the positions, the order of the images that will be displayed on the product page on your site. So this is the POS column for position. So for the time being, it's 1, 2, and 3. But if I wanted to have this one in the middle and this one, I can drag and drop my images, take the line and drag and drop them like so. For the time being, the position is the same. It's still 1, 2, and 3. So nothing's happening on your website. If I'm happy with our new order now, I can validate using the icon on the toolbar to save the image position. I click, and that's it. Now my images are displayed in that order, 1, 2, and 3. So a simple drag and drop and validate using the 1, 2, 3 icon on the toolbar here. So this is what you can do within your the images within the image property here. One useful option though is this icon to show the image details. If you enable this option, you will have the width and the height of each of the images, which is quite useful. The third option is like, you can click on the image and I will open up the image on another tab. So you can eventually right click and save it. Sorry, it's in French, but my computer is in French, but you can save it, or you will have the URL of the image, the link where it's stored on your server, which could be useful if need be. I'm just going to go back to my screen. No. Here we go. So we do have images here, so you get all the information here. But some of them probably need to be, sorry.
Some of them need to be reworked, yeah? That's what
Here we
you
go.
say?
Yeah, thank you,
Yep.
Seb. They need to be reworked. So this is where we're going to be using that super duper tool to enhance your photos. So I'm just going to swap to Sebastian, who's going to show you how to do that.
Let me share my screen quickly. There we go. Full screen. Up. And you should be able to see it, yeah? Perfect. Good. So we've got included in Store Commander, we have an image editing tool, and you can access this very easily. So first of all, you need to select a product, then go to the image property, select an image, and click on that red ruby button and select the first option, which is cut the selected image out. Once you've done that, it loads the interface, and by default, you can see that the AI has removed the background. All right, it is an AI powered tool, and every time you will start the interface or start the process, it will remove the background. Here we can see that it has done a pretty good job. To be fair, we only have two candies left here at the bottom right. So what I am going to do is simply select the removing tool and draw a line on those two candies to remove them. Okay, it is pretty easy. You've got a wide variety of options. You can obviously delete and remove stuff from the image. You can add stuff. For example, here, what I will do first is that I will go into the background option right at the bottom here, and I will add a background to that image. The original background wasn't that good. So in my opinion, it wasn't that good. So I'm gonna add a new background, and I will put a pinkish background to make the image look better. Also, I do not like the color of the image. They do not look good. The red doesn't look that red. What we can do through the tool is that we can play around with the colors if we go to that color menu, and we can adjust the brightness, for example, or the shadows. Here, if I want to make the red more red, we can play on the shadows and increase it. So I'm gonna just put like around plus 15 or plus 20. As you can see, the difference, it gets more red. And what I will also do is play on the brightness to make the photo even more stunning. So let's play and increase a little bit the brightness. You can adjust the settings. You can always reset to default if needed with that little button over here. And to me, that image is already looking better, right? Also, other things, you can always crop your image. You can resize your image. You can rotate it as well. There are loads and loads of options. And to finish working on that image, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a shadow to simulate kind of light coming from the front of the image. So I go to the shadows menu, and here you've got different options. I'm gonna tick the drop shadow option. As you can see, it has added a shadow, but it doesn't look good. It is too blurry. We cannot see really where the light is coming from. So I'm gonna play here with the different options. We can play with the opacity. Opacity looks good to me, so I'm not gonna touch it, but the blur radius is too wide, so I'm gonna reduce it. And I'm gonna put maybe around 10 or yeah, 8 pixels, just so we can see the shadow better. And there we go. We have modified our first image. I think it looks better than the original. So to save the changes, I'm just gonna click on OK, then done,
Mm.
and voila. We have modified our first image. All the changes you do are in real time, so you do not lose your SEO data. For instance, if you had to download the image, upload it, for example, in Photoshop, do your work, and then upload it again to your shop, you would lose all your SEO data, and that's not what we want with Store Commander. We want to keep that data safe. And
That's true.
now let's see the second image. I'm gonna once again select my image, go to that Ruby button, select the first option. It loads the interface. And here, as I said, by default, the AI removes the background. In that particular case, I want to keep the background. So I'm gonna go again to that background option, select a white background, and here what I'm gonna do is try to make the diamonds or the jewels a bit brighter. They look too dark to me. It doesn't look good. It's not intense. So I'm gonna go into that colors menu and once again play on the brightness. By increasing it, you will see that the diamonds will look way better. And I'm gonna also increase the shadow because the bottom of the ring is too bright now. So let's increase the shadows again to get a better contrast between the diamond and the bottom of the ring. Here, I think it looks pretty good. And from the original photo, I believe there was a light coming from the left side. So here, what I'm going to do is simply add a cast shadow. So I'm gonna go into the shadows option. And here, as you can see, well, you can add a reflection as well. If you want to play with the reflection, you can play with the height, the offset. Uh, but here, let's go back to the cast shadow. So I tick the option, directly it generates the shadow. And once again, you've got a few options to play with. So you can play with the opacity scale, the blur radius, the blur scale. Here, I do not like that shadow. It is too blurry. So once again, I'm gonna reduce it, right? I'm gonna play with the blur scale as well. Try to reduce it. And you can also, if you want to, move the shadow around to try to get it in a better position. But I believe the AI does a very, very good job at positioning the shadow. So here, I think it looks pretty good, way better than the original one. I'm gonna press OK. As you can see, that's the original image. That's the modified one. Diamonds are way more shiny. And we've got that shadow. Once you're happy with the results, you click on the Done button. It generates the image in real time. And voila, my connection is a bit slow, which is why it takes time. But there we go. We have
Wow.
modified our images.
Mm. Very impressive. Like, I want to buy a ring and eat sweets now. Thank you, Sebastian. But yeah, honestly, that tool is really brilliant. And like Sebastian said, you don't lose the SEO on your images because obviously we're working on the images that are already on the product on your shop. So no need to download them and reload new ones, etc., etc. So which is actually a really good transition to the next point, which is the SEO. So how you're going to be optimizing the SEO on your image, on the images of your shop. So I'm not sure we can see my screen, or is it? Here we go.
It
so
is.
that was the last point of the of that slide, which is the SEO on images. So if I go back to my Store Commander. So the first thing on images are the legends. So the legends are used by Google and other search engines to index your the images. So it's really important to have legends on your images. When I added the image to my product, automatically Store Commander used the name of the product to fill the image legend, which is not the case when you work within the PrestaShop back office. You will need to add the image manually. So using Store Commander, that would be already completed, so you don't need to think about it. But you can optimize it. So the legend is editable. So a double click in the cell I'm just going to add optimize SEO, for example. So enter on the keyboard. It's already set in the database, real time. So you can optimize your legend by editing manually the image legend. If I'm just going to remove this one, for example, if you didn't have any legends, right? Like if you added the images via the PrestaShop back office and forgot to add the legend, you can again edit to manually add the legend, or if you had the product name, you can use Store Commander's little key on the toolbar here, which will be using the product name and add it to the image legend on all languages. If you have multiple languages, which is the case on my shop. So I'm going to use the product name and add it to the legend of that selected image in all languages, and it's done. Of course, I'm doing it on one image, but I can do it on all images, or two images if I'm using the control key, and use the key, assign the product name to the two images for all languages, and it's validated. So multiple images on one product, but I can take other products, multiple products, for example. So again, I'm using the control key on my keyboard, and I've got all the images of all the selected products. And again, select all the images and use the key to make sure all the legends of the images of the selected products have got a legend. And the legend is the product name. Well, this is if I need to change the product name. Okay, but of course, modifying the product name hasn't changed my legend. So this is what I can use the key to use the product name in all languages, because I've got multiple languages on my shop, and my legend is automatically changed. So it's very, very quick. So this is the first thing you can do to optimize the SEO on images, is to modify and optimize the legend. The second thing is under that ruby here, under your project, Store Commander provides you with an additional service, which is compressing images. So everybody has it. If you have Store Commander, you have the service. So go to the e-service and your project. In that window, you will have already, well, I've got multiple ones because I'm working on demo, but you will already have a compressed image line here, the project. And what you do, we have 3 steps. Okay, so we don't do anything just yet. So you can run the first 2 steps. First is the analysis. So I click on the first step. We're going to analyze all the images that are on your server. So that would be images on products and used on the theme of your shop as well. So on my demo, I have over 16,000 images that could be compressed, because some of them might be already compressed, so we're not going to do any more, but we're going to optimize the compression of all these images. The good thing is as well, we're going to be scanning the obsolete images. images are on your server but not used on products. So we're going to be not compressing them, we're going to be deleting them. So here on my demo, I'm going to gain, 3 GB of space on my server, because if I activate the compression service, these images will be automatically deleted off my server. So that's one good thing. Then the second step here is to try the compression on 5 images. So we're not going to compress anything. We're just going to pick 5 images randomly, and to show you the gain you can have by using the service. So the first image, this is the original size. After compression by our service, this is the size you're going to have. So you'll gain that amount. If you scroll down, you will have the total on the 5 images. And in percentage, I'm going to gain 75% if I use a service to compress my images. So, that's just not an option for me. So I'm just going to obviously confirm, or do the third step, which is do a backup of the 2 folders, EMG and themes, where the images are stored, and then enable the image compression. Once you've done that, there's nothing you need to do anymore. We're going to be doing all the work on our side. We're going to analyze the files, tag them. If need to be compressed, they will be compressed. You can come back every other day, or like the statistics are updated every Tuesdays. So you can come back on a Tuesday morning or afternoon and run the analysis again, and you will have your own stats here. So the compression is one, you're going to be saving space on your server where the images are stored. Because the images are going to be smaller in size, they're going to be uploading a lot quicker on your website. So it's going to be a better experience for your customers. And the third thing is, because they're going to be quicker to be uploaded on your website, they're going to be indexed very much quicker as well. So it's going to be a good thing for search engines, for the SEO, so optimizing the SEO. And of course, you're going to be also gaining on carbon usage. So, don't hesitate to run at least the analysis and the test on the 5 images. We've added also, I forgot to mention, a link on check the difference on an image. So if I take this one, for example, wrong image. This one, no. Let's take the first one. Okay, yep. So on the left-hand side, you've got the original image, and on the right-hand side, the compressed image. So you can move the cursor to see that there is absolutely no difference visually. So when we compress the image, the file will be smaller, but it's not going to impact the image visually. If the image is of a good quality, then the compression will not impact the quality of the image once it's been compressed. So don't hesitate to at least try the service here. So if I close this window and go back to the screen, it's under the e-service, your project. If you have any questions, you have the little red bubble at the bottom right. So don't hesitate to ask questions if required.
And thank you very much, Sonia.
That's all right. So, if I go back to the slide here, well, then that's it. That was the last point. So now it's question time. So I have a look.
Well, we do have 2 questions.
Okay.
We have one from Claire, and she asks, can we import images?
Of course, yeah. We have the CSV import tool, and therefore you can use the go back here, the CSV import tool, so you can add images to your product. Using the CSV import, you just need to add the URL of the image that we can fetch to then add to your product. I think you've put you have put
the link to I did put it
to the tutorial on our website.
Yep.
Excellent.
And also we have another question from Laura, and she asks, can we export them?
Of course, yeah, of course. So we do have the import tool, but we also have the export tool. So you can extract the. So we're not going to be extracting the actual image. So you're going to have a picto of your image in your CSV file, but you will have the link. So we can either export the link of the image that is stored on your server. So it's going to be a server link. Or the URL of the image that's actually on your product, on your shop. So you have both. So you can export both if you wanted to. Very useful if you're migrating shops. You can
Yes,
export your images and then import them on the new shop using the same URLs. Very
mm,
practical.
it is indeed. Thank you, Sonia. I'm
You're
just gonna
welcome.
put the link to our tutorial as well for Laura.
Yeah, there will be in your stock commander interface under the help menu, you got access to the knowledge base under the documentation here, where you have like loads of tutorial and one on the export images and another one with the import. So do we
And
have, can we import export?
yep, we have another question from Claire. Can we identify fine products without images?
Oh,
That's
that's a
a
good
very
question.
good question. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good question. Indeed, in Store Commander, I can identify, well, no, because if I refresh my screen, I can identify the products with no images just in the panel here. If I scroll down, I can see that I've got products with images. So I will need to show all my product and then sort my image column, which is like very tedious. And if you have loads of products, the loading time will be quite a lot. So the other option is to use our segmentation tool. Segmentation will create a little segment, so it's like a little blue folder that will be under your category tree, where products will be stored in that folder, but with a specific criteria. And the criteria is like product with no images. So if I create that segment, I go to segmentation here, two columns. So I create a segment here. Okay, so I've got the line, double click to edit. I'm going to call it no image. This segment is going to be automatic because this is Store Commander is going to add the products with that specific criteria in that folder. The interface is in cataloged, okay, because I want product information. And the criteria is, so if I scroll down to products, I want in that segment products that has no image. Okay, I save this segment. I can select active, non-active, whichever. I'm just going to take all of them. Okay, close the window. And if I refresh my tree structure, now I have my segment, so it's a blue one. And if I click on it, I will have the products that have no image. I don't need to load all my products on my install commander, which will be like a long loading time, and sort my column. I have of all of my products, so I've got over 400. I've only got 4 products with no image, so I can quickly add images to my products. So if I go back to my I'm going to add Simon again. And because I've added an image to that product, this is not a product with no image anymore. Therefore, if I refresh, it will disappear from my segment. So you can like work on these images very easily. I don't need to. I can go back to working on my shelves and add I don't know, descriptions, etc. And just to control the data on my shop, I can simply click on that segment again and add images to these products that don't have any.
Yep.
Very fluid.
It is very, very useful.
Indeed.
And just to get back to that segmentation tool, you
Mhm.
can create segments in every interfaces, which allows our merchants, to find either products, orders, customers that responds to certain criterias. and it's very, very useful.
That is very true.
The
That
best
is
tool
very true.
available in Stock Commander.
Yeah. I've got, well, obviously this webinar is about images, so we only use this segment for images. Another thing as well, because this is to identify product with no images, but going further, we can also run a control to fetch all the products with images that don't have a legend. So this is not the segmentation, but this is the other tool that everybody who has Store Commander has as well, is Fix My PrestaShop. So Fix My PrestaShop is a very useful tool that has like lots of functions. But if we keep on the image, so I've got lots of controls, but there is one. So if I use a filter, I've got a control that will check the product images that has no legend. So if I click the start button to scan that control, here we go. So I've got, it's in error. So I do have some images with no legends, and I've got them all listed here. Well, I've got quite a few because I've got 1,395. So either the options you have here, you can use that little key that we saw earlier. So we can select those 1,395 images and apply the key. So we're gonna fetch the product name to assign it to the legends. So that's going to be done on all the images right here. Don't need to load products or anything. The second option is to copy and paste that list using the quick export. So you can, if I click, I have this, I do Control C and Control V on my Excel, and I've got the list in Excel if I want to control the images first. Or if you have segmentation, you can create a manual segment, and we will add all these products into a segment. So if I do that, well, I've got a name already, I'm going to keep it. And in the back, if I refresh, I will have that little segment. So this is a manual one, not automatic, because it's a list I created with Fix My PrestaShop. But now I've got all the products here with the images, and the ones that don't have images, I do have legends here. It's just because this is in different languages.
Yes.
So this one is in English. So I will need to swap. We're in GB, so I will need to swap to the different language to see the legends and then modify them. So it's going to be, for me, quicker to just select all of them, apply the key, and it's done. Well, I do have more, so I need to select them all again and apply the key, and again until I've got no errors anymore. So if it's not working on my shop, this is because I'm on demo, and this is the MO effect, like we said. Don't worry about it. It should be working fine on your shop because you don't have a demo shop like I have.
Yep.
So that's a good tool. Two good tools: segmentation and Fix My PrestaShop.
Yep. They allow you to just work on every aspect of your products.
Yep, that's right. So if you don't, well, everybody who has Store Commander has Fix My PrestaShop.
Yes.
If you do not have segmentation, which is available in the Solo Plus and Multi-Store Plus plan, you can test it on a demo on our website if you want it. So this is a demo like mine. You have products and categories, etc. So you can test the segmentation tool if you want. And I believe we have it's a webinar, but it's in French. But we do have lots of knowledge base articles on our website.
Yes, we do, and I've just put in the chat the link to create a virtual shop.
Excellent,
as well.
Thank you, Seb. Do we have any more questions? I haven't checked the.
I don't think so. No,
no, I think
I do not see any more questions.
Okay.
Well, if there are
next slide.
questions, yep.
So indeed, remember we have a support team. You've got a little chat system either on our website, on all the pages of our website, but also within your Store Commander bottom right, little red bubble. So don't hesitate to use it. We've got a phone number as well if you want it. We're based in France, but you can still call us. And please do follow us on social networks. We have a Facebook page. We're on LinkedIn and Twitter, and we have also two video channels on YouTube and Vimeo as well. If you want to follow us and be updated on all the events and etc. within Store Commander.
Yes, and I've put as well the links to our social networks in the
Wow,
chat.
you're so efficient, Sebastian. Thank you very
That's
much.
support.
To see this is the support you get.
Yeah,
It's
support
brilliant.
tip.
Excellent. So, well, thank you for your attention. Hope to see you soon in the next webinar. We haven't decided on the subject yet, but I'm sure it will be an interesting one again. Thanks, Sebastian, for showing the clipping tool, which is brilliant as well. And speak soon.
Yes, speak soon. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.